I don't know what's going on with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I have one hypothesis, a speculative conclusion that I've actually already come to. I just am going to believe this regardless of if it's true or not. But as to what is going on, it seems like maybe the the Dalai Lama, is that the Dalai Lama has dirt on her? Or like, wait, let me think of a different one. Like the ghost of Gandhi got dirt on her, and so she's like being good. Like she's being blackmailed into being better than normal. Now, not on everything. She's still screaming about Bad Bunny and whatever. But she's really surprising Trump and the Republican Party and calling them out about the whole healthcare battle in a way that nobody saw coming, including Trump. Trump starts to panic as his MAGA queen slips away, the Daily Beast reports. She was a MAGA queen. Loved QAnon and things. So my hypothesis is that she watched me and it converted her. Now, I'm going to say this in like a week from now. She's going to be like, and also something crazy. But at least on the narrow topic of the shutdown, she's being a little bit reasonable and it's scaring everybody. And I think it's because she saw my criticism of her, which she did. We covered that before. And then when I want to prove to Luke that I'm not always psycho. That's my hypothesis. So before I show you what she's been saying recently, here's a flashback to a segment we did where I went through how the morning I was on the damage report, Marjorie Greene went that night and talked about seeing the damage report and the people trashing her on it, it was me and John Adirola. And I don't need to show you those clips again. That's what happened. And then this was my take on the damage report that she apparently saw.
Good these days, but what do you think, Luke?
I love how she's like, thank you for all the support in Georgia, as right now we're learning. Not like it's so great for her. I am just... can we get to the end of this? I'm just so... This thing where every one of the worst possibilities just happens. Can we just... It's sort of like a shot's not that bad, but just waiting for it to get poked in is... Yeah. I just want to get to the end of this. What's the worst MAGA candidate that's going to run? Because so long ago, it would have been... impossible to comprehend that Marjorie Greene, yes, the space lasers, but so many other things. The reason she even rose to fame in MAGA was because she was a Facebook person posting about QAnon conspiracies and who knows what else. And now, if she got that nomination, which I think, even though she's trailing compared to Jon Ossoff, the MAGA base maybe could push her over the edge if there's like a three-way race or something. I know for certain Trump would get behind her. The Georgia Republican Party would get behind her. And just the Republican Party now, it's nothing. It's just whatever the craziest MAGA candidate wants it to be.
Okay, I'm honestly a little bit bored. So I'm just going to cut that off. You get the point. In this segment, you can find it. Marjorie Greene watched the show, called me out. And I show what she said later that night on TYT. And then she was saying, this morning you were trashing me. And I was on the morning show. And so it was fun. Like, oh my gosh, did she see me? So then I said, if you're watching this, Marjorie, I don't apologize. I did it was very rebellious. People said, whoa, he's so brave. And I said, Marjorie, you're still bad. And it was like, whoa.
Kiss my ass.
Yeah, it was this whole thing, whatever. But my belief is that she saw me say, I don't apologize. I'm sorry your feelings were hurt. Not. And maybe don't be so terrible. And she went, you know what, Luke, fine. That's what I'm going to believe. And started talking like this.
Is the Jeffrey Epstein files, wanting to release those. I know Democrats have also been calling for that, a few other Republicans as well. The Democrats are accusing Speaker Johnson of delaying the swearing in of Arizona's Democratic Congresswoman-elect because she would give the last vote needed to release those Epstein files. I'm wondering, the Speaker, for his part, he has denied that. He said it's because of the shutdown. Have you spoken to him? Do you think she should be sworn in right away?
Well, I'll say it like this. I can't conclusively say if that's why the House is not in session, but the House should be in session. And the House should be in session for many reasons. We have appropriation bills that need to get passed. There is a new Democrat that's been elected that does deserve to be sworn in. Her district elected her. We have other bills that we need to be passing. And if it's to avoid the discharge petition, why drag this out? That is going to have 218 signatures. And so I say go ahead and do it and get it over with.
So whether or not it was because she saw the criticism and changed her view on some things, not everything, some things, like being an advocate for the Epstein files to come out and saying maybe Mike Johnson is refusing to swear in. Because remember, there was that Arizona special election, Adelita Grijalva, and she was elected. Mike Johnson just won't swear in. And then he goes, oh, it's because of the shutdown. Well, you weren't doing it before the shutdown. Oh, yeah, but there was just scheduling problems. Oh, well, wait, but you've, in circumstances parallel to this where you're not in a full normal session, what's it called? Pro forma? Whatever. Session, you've sworn people in. Why aren't you swearing her in? It's like, and we'll go through that later. All of his different excuses. And she's saying, swear her in. And we're going to force the release of the Epstein files. And again, that headline, Trump's confused. He reportedly asked some aides, what's going on with Marjorie? I do love it that it's like this crisis or a nationally reported on event when Marjorie says 3 things that are reasonable. It's like, oh my gosh! Because she said we shouldn't cover for sex traffickers and maybe we shouldn't let health insurance costs skyrocket. Oh my gosh. But hey, you got to credit, I guess. And then this next clip, before we watch it, please do, if you appreciate the show, click the subscribe button. It is free. And then if you want to get the non-free option, you can do that too, which is the join button, also down below next to the subscribe button.
There's a reporting that President Trump, as you know, recently called at least 2 senior Republicans to ask, and I'm quoting now from these reports, what's going on with Marjorie, end quote. Have you talked to the president about this issue personally? It's obviously so personal for you.
Well, the president has my cell phone number, and he's called me many, many times. So if he wants...
Recently? How recent?
I don't get into that kind of details, but he knows how to call me, and he can ask me himself. But here's the deal. There's also this, and I'm not blaming you guys, but there is a media narrative trying to say that I don't support the president. I absolutely support the president. I campaigned for him for years.
Okay. Sorry, I ran. You don't need to. I just had to run do something real quick. What? Let it be good. Just give us this moment. I don't want to hear about your support for Trump. I was just looking up and I was going to do your CrossFit schedule. I was literally just going to get the Marjorie Greene CrossFit schedule. And then now you're talking about you love Trump. Okay, well, we had a fun moment. But that was actually kind of interesting. She said, Trump has my number and he can call me whenever he'd like and I can tell him myself. Ooh!
But I'm also an action person, and I want my party to solve problems.
And you say he's not getting good advice, though. You told Marjorie, what specifically?
Well, I don't think it's good advice that a government shutdown is going to help Republicans in the midterms. I don't agree with that. I also don't think it's good advice that Republicans ignoring the health insurance crisis is going to be good for midterms. I actually think that would be very bad for midterms. And I think that just not staying focused on America First policies is detrimental as well.
Yeah, and on that note, are you concerned about the cost of living?
Very. That
the President Trump said he would lower?
The inflation crushed people in the past 4.5 years, and the costs have not come down. I myself can tell you my apartment here in Washington, D.C., the electricity bill is $100 more than it was last year, because you can look at your own bill and look at cost.
Well, yeah, we knew that. So that was so funny. Because you can look at a bill and you compare it to your other bill and see the difference. And I did subtraction and I did other things too. That's cool. We can't forget, we can't whitewash Marjorie's past. That's not what I'm doing here, obviously. You know that. I'm just saying what a shocking event that she's saying a few things that are reasonable. I saw Mehdi Hassan say like a few people who had shocked him with something reasonable and he has to go take like multiple showers tonight. It's kind of how you feel. You're like, oh, this is weird. Something feels off. But I do think it's an important part to lift up the specific examples of like her breaking with MAGA right now, or at least Trump and Republicans, so that maybe some people on the fence go, oh, if even Marjorie's saying that, then maybe there is something to the healthcare crisis that Democrats are trying to advocate against for solutions on.
Prices have not come down. That is a reality. People's wages have not gone up. That's another reality. And so Americans are continuing to have a very difficult time getting by. And I'll go a step further. I'm a mom. And so when it comes to what is affecting my adult children's lives, who are 22, 26, and 28, I'm going to be 1,000% fighting for them over any politician and any party. And I can tell you right now, that generation, they are barely making it, and they're very hopeless for their future.
So you're a mom first, a politician second.
That's right. I'm a mom first.
That's good to hear.
So
What does Antifa have on Marjorie? What is going on? Who is this? Hey, can you zoom in on her here? 1 second. Just hold. He's gonna zoom. It won't be worth it for how long this is taking, but it'll be good. Marjorie, who are you and where'd you put Marjorie? That was it. That's all I want to say. Where? You get it. And it looks like she kind of lightened her hair a little bit. So it's like she even has a slightly different look. Is this even Marjorie? What if it's not Marjorie? What if the Marjorie we've known is the real Marjorie's evil twin? And this is the other Marjorie. But what is it? Dr. Jekyll and Hyde? Or Dr. Hyde and Jekyll? Or whatever. Like the duality. I'm sure she'll be back to the Jekyll or Hyde, whichever one it is, in no time. I'm sure she'll be back to it in no time. But then what this provides is hosts can pose to Republicans, hey, even Marjorie Greene's saying this, and they have been struggling to respond. This is Jeff Sessions.
Subsidies. She wants them extended. She does blame Democrats, she said in an interview with CNN, for the shutdown. But she also told Manu Raju, Congressman, and the way she put it is, Republicans, you have no solutions. And she wants things to be fixed. What do you say to Marjorie Taylor?
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Do you know that story? God. So literarily hindered.
Taylor Greene.
Well, I would say to her that she needs a couple more years in office and she would learn that we do have ideas on the table. It simply is one that no one, not Republican nor Democrat, is willing to accept. The Democrats, because
I said Jeff Sessions, it's Pete Sessions.
They don't want any competition against the Affordable Care Act, and Republicans, because they really don't
So his response is, Marjorie just needs a little bit more time. She just needs to grow up a little bit. And then she'll realize that the Republican Party has a bunch of solutions to health care. We can take away your Medicaid. That's one solution. We can take away your ACA coverage. That's another. If you really keep pressing us for solutions, we could take away your Medicare. We have lots of solutions. And you know what I'm thinking? It kind of, those were fighting words a little bit to go, she just needs more time. And I am posing, what if that UFC fight that they're having for Trump's birthday on the White House lawns is Marjorie v. any other Republicans who will get in the ring? Because let's be honest, for all of my criticisms over the years of Marjorie Taylor Greene, she would rip their heads off.